So police are chasing this woman, and she's running as fast as she can, and suddenly, she starts taking her pants off. So let's call her Chase. Now Chase is a yoga teacher. She lives in Texas with her boyfriend Colin. And Colin is a professional cyclist. He's very successful, sponsored by Red Bull and shit. Now Chase and Colin's relationship, it's been on again, off again for a while, but finally they are getting serious. But one day, Chase gets a little suspicious of Colin, like he might be cheating or something. So she decides to go through his social media accounts and emails. So Chase goes through it and she sees that Colin is in contact with a woman he's not supposed to be. This woman, who we'll call Mo. Now, Mo is also a professional cyclist, and Mo and Colin used to date back in the day. Now, Chase is not happy when she figures out that Colin is still talking with his ex, and she secretly gets Colin's phone and blocks Mo's number. Then, their relationship gets back on track again, and everything is finally as it should be. Until one day, Chase gets suspicious again. So she goes through Colin's messages again, and she discovers that he is still in contact with Mo. And he's been lying to her about it. He's been deleting texts from Mo, trying to cover up the evidence. He's probably got her name saved in his phone as Pizza Hut or something. Oh, but it gets worse. Mo is about to come into town for a cycling event, and Chase notices Mo and Colin have low-key made plans to hang out. So Chase is pissed, but she doesn't say anything. She just waits. Then the day comes, and Mo comes into town, and Colin leaves to go secretly hang out with her. And Chase tracks their locations through a fitness app that Mo uses to log her workouts and stuff. And through that app, she can see that Mo and Colin go for a swim together, then they go to dinner together, and finally, Colin drops Mo off at Mo's friend's house, who she's staying with. So then Chase knows this is her moment. And minutes later, her Jeep pulls up to Mo's friend's house. And the door to the house is unlocked, so Chase is able to walk right inside. And Mo is there in the bathroom alone. So Chase busts into the bathroom and Mo screams. And then Chase pulls out a pew-pew and she... Then about a half hour goes by and the friend Mo is staying with comes home. And she finds Mo on the bathroom floor unresponsive. And she calls 911, but unfortunately... Mo doesn't make it. Then, the next day, by sheer coincidence I'm sure, police arrest Chase. But not because she unalived someone with a pew-pew, but because as it turns out, she has an outstanding warrant for minor theft from years ago. So it seems like police were just suspicious of her and they wanted an excuse to question her. So anyway, they're questioning her, and in the middle of the questioning, they discover Chase's birth date on the warrant doesn't match her actual birthday. And that's probably a typo, but it invalidates the warrant. So they have to let her go. 2 days later, Chase sells her Jeep, takes the money, and flies to New York City. And there, I guess she gets in contact with her sister because she ends up getting her sister's credit card and passport, and she uses that to book a flight to Costa Rica. Meanwhile, police find surveillance footage of Chase leaving Mo's friend's house the night of Mo's murder, so they put a warrant out for her arrest. But Chase is already long gone, she's chilling in Costa Rica. And while she's in Costa Rica, she decides she's gonna put all this murder stuff behind her. She starts teaching yoga, tries to establish herself as a yoga teacher, she starts changing her look, she cuts her hair, she dyes it a different color. She even gets a little plastic surgery, little rhinoplasty. Here's how she looked before, and here's how she looks in Costa Rica. So Chase is staying in a hostel in Costa Rica, and she's been there for about 6 weeks. And at this point, the US Marshals are looking for her. So she's in this hostel, and after 43 days on the run, police suddenly come busting in, and they arrest her and extradite her back to the US. So finally, Chase is back in the US, in Texas, in jail. Here's her mugshot. But it is not over, because Chase is determined she's gonna bust out. So she's in this jail for over a year, waiting for her trial. During this time, she's working out hardcore, she's trying to get in shape for her big breakout. And one day, she goes to her corrections officers, and she's like, ouch, I got a leg injury. Can you take me to the medical facility in the city for care? And they're like, sure. So they take her to the doctor's appointment, and after the appointment, they're walking out. And Chase finally decides this is the right moment. And she suddenly makes a run for it. And she's been working out, so she sprints her ass off. And corrections officer, they chase her, and this chase goes on for about a mile, and someone actually gets some of it on camera. Look, there she is. Go, Chase. So she's running as fast as she can, and she suddenly starts taking her pants off, because underneath her pants, she's wearing long thermal underwear. This is her attempt to change out of her prison clothes so no one can see that she's an escaped convict. But ultimately, it's no use. As she's trying to climb a fence, she's recaptured and taken back to jail. And a month later, she goes to trial, she's found guilty of first-degree murder, and she's sentenced to 90 years in prison. And all this happened in Austin, Texas, so shout out to Austin.